Well, I think like there has to be a lot of passion. I love the business I was in previously, but I was really looking to kind of start something of my own and really wanted to create a team and a culture where I kind of was excited about showing work every day. And, it was something that it was a dream. I'm Jonathan Shokrian, I'm the founder of MeUndies, and you're watching Behind the Brand with Brian Elliott.
This episode is brought to you by AKA, a collection of luxury serviced residences specializing in longer stays in places like New York City, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and London. So it's nice to have a full-size kitchen, room to spread out and have our production meetings, with all the luxuries of a hotel and still feel the comforts of home. You gotta check them out.
Hey, I'm Brian Elliott. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Brand. I'm here with Jonathan from MeUndies. Jonathan, thanks for having us to your headquarters.
Thanks for having me.
I usually ask my guests, how'd you get this job?
I was planning for a 2-week trip and found myself at the department store having a pretty uncomfortable experience, which really kind of sparked the idea to launch MeUndies. While going through the process of kind of stocking up for this trip, was in the underwear section and really got kind of overwhelmed by all the different brands and the selections within the selections and the different styles within styles, and really felt like there should be a better way of buying your basics and making it more fun and relatable and relevant.
So were you in the undergarment industry before? Do you have any experience to do this at all?
No, I wasn't. Prior to MeUndies, I was actually in real estate management and development, so completely different space and vertical, but applied some of the things I learned from that, and it really helped me kind of pave the way for starting this.
When did you get started? Give us some context. How many years ago was this?
So the initial idea came about 7 years ago, and it was about a year of planning that went into place prior to launching.
How do you come to that conclusion that you should make the leap from probably being successful in what you're already doing in real estate, right, to a completely different industry that you have no experience, no track record? How do you do that?
It was really something that I was yearning for. I'd spent a couple years previous surrounded by friends that had started their own companies, and it was something that it was a dream.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Los Angeles.
Okay, so very vibrant entrepreneurial community, Silicon Beach, right? You see other things happening around you, you get inspired, you find a problem that you think you have a solution for. What was the solution actually? I mean, you said there's a lot of styles within styles. Was there an easy fix?
Yeah, I mean, the solution for me was really creating a more relatable brand and creating a better product and delivering it conveniently to our consumer. I felt like there was a big disconnect already with the brands that were kind of out there already. And so that was the solution.
So the other brands that are out there, you're talking about like the old guard, the established norm, the status quo, kind of the boring underwear. How are you planning to be different?
Well, really, it's the product first and foremost, but it's also the customer experience and the customer support and just the attention to detail we put in from the first ad you may see to receiving the product in the mail, and really kind of getting obsessive over every single detail along the way and just being really meticulous.
So for people who are watching who may not know a lot about you guys, so are you in retail? Is it only online? What's your business model? How does it work?
So right now we're direct to consumer, so you can only purchase it online.
Now, was that by design? Like you wanted to, zig when other people are zagging? Are you purposely not going to retail for that reason, or is there a strategy?
Yeah, it was purposeful. It was for us to really maintain all the touch points with our consumer along the way. But we're really excited. We're actually launching our first store in the coming week. And so we're really excited about creating a physical space where you can interact with our brand.
And so help me, I think a lot of people who watch this show, they're also kind of in your position there. They're thinking about starting something or they're just getting started. Help us understand, how did you arrive at, basically a 100% direct-to-consumer model to then, hey, we need to open something brick and mortar. What does that look like? How did you arrive at that decision?
Well, it's definitely an evolution. A lot of companies will start out and swear they'll never go retail. And you see a lot of actually legacy brands right now focusing on the retail space and trying to pull out of retail. But for us, it was really trying to create a space where you can touch, feel, and interact with our company and really experience our core values and really have a place where you can kind of live the brand. And so it was a natural. We had a couple pop-ups that we did over the last couple years that were really successful.
Where were those?
We did one in San Francisco that just actually closed about a month ago. And then previous to that, we did one on Abbot Kinney in Venice.
Let's maybe go lean in a little bit harder into social media, Facebook. So how are you guys leveraging that space to get the word out? How are you building a community, a tribe of people, loyal fans? How are you doing that?
We've got a really loyal fan base and a subscriber base, so it's somewhat a little bit easier because we've got customers that are engaging with our company and our brand on a monthly basis, and inherently they're coming to our social media channels and interacting with us just organically. So, where I get kind of excited is how we can take it a couple steps further and really start having them, instead of interacting with us on social, start interacting with each other. So we're really excited about, the future and where we're going to be taking that.
So is it just me, or is it actually kind of cool that people are talking about or engaging with an underwear brand? I mean, how do you guys describe the brand? Break that down for me. Are you a lifestyle brand? Like, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I think we don't try and take ourselves too seriously. We're fun, we're irreverent, and we make great products with a lot of fun prints on them. We're a little unconventional and bold at times. So I think that's the best way to kind of describe the ethos of the brand.
And so what gets people so excited that they want to share it or talk about it? What's the...
Well, I think it's the feeling that the brand and the product evoke. It's the first thing you put on in the morning, and we really like to inspire confidence and individuality. It's one of our mission statements. And I feel like, this morning when I was putting on my pair, trying to pick that perfect pair for this interview, I wanted to find a pair that really kind of got me a little excited and, started my day with a little bit more intention. And we find a lot of customers also kind of relating in that same way. If they've got an interview or they're going on a particular date, and they need that kind of extra confidence, that we kind of provide that for them.
I love that idea. It's like, forget about the power tie or the power suit, wherever. It's like, put on your power underwear, like get that thing going, get your mood going, whether you're in a, confident mood or you want to be, more sexy or whatever that is.
Yeah, so we've got a great design team actually right behind you. Each season we have a lot of fun with different moments throughout the year. So like Halloween, Valentine's Day, and the holidays are big moments for us. And we really like to double down during those moments.
What are some of your top sellers, some of your standouts that you've...
Yeah, so we launched a panda print last year with Eddie Wong. He's a chef out of New York. And it really kind of happened by accident, the collaboration with Eddie. And it was really natural because he played into a lot of our core values, not taking yourself too seriously, and we really wanted to inspire confidence. And he was not your typical underwear model. I think he also was a little bit surprised that we approached him wanting to do a campaign with him, and he was a little intimidated by it at first, and it ended up really naturally working out really well for both sides. And I think we both kind of saw like a great future, and the product hit really well. Our customers loved it, and a lot of people got to learn more about him. And it was really one of those like natural, organic collaborations that you try and replicate at times, but sometimes that magic is in just like the organicness.
So we're in a super cool space. The active workspace to us is like, for us in the film production and post-production world, in the past we were sitting a lot, right? And so as an example, like we've reconfigured our office, our desk, our spaces so that it can be more flexible for different people's needs. I just interviewed author Dan Pink, who wrote this really great book called When. It's really a strategic book about timing. And he talks a lot about scheduling breaks, like deliberately scheduling breaks just like you'd schedule a meeting. And so we've done that too, taken that in and literally like, okay, it's time to stand up. We'll put our desk, we have these stand-up desks and they lift up, and some are electronic, some are automatic, some sit on top of your desk. But we're very deliberate about how we've positioned people and given them the flexibility to move around based on their needs. How are you guys thinking about active workspace here? Explain to me the layout.
Yeah, so it's very top of mind for us. And when I was designing this space, I really wanted to create a comfortable space. Comfort is really important to our brand. So we've got, as you mentioned, a lot of different areas where you can break out and spend time. We've got our stadium seating behind me, which is really amazing because people will be up there with with their laptop, their dog, or their pets, and hanging out. We've also got really nice little nooks and crannies here and there where you can kind of get some alone space if you need a little bit more privacy. And so it's comfort, like I said, is very top of mind for us. And I think within an office, the open floor plan sometimes can be really hard for some people because it's distracting, it's loud. And going from what was conventional 20 years ago where we were in cubicles or in individual offices, which you had more privacy and time to kind of be alone with yourself. Times have changed, and now what you're finding is people are really moving towards more creative office, open plans and bullpens. And so, it's really important to kind of find those areas within your office where you can kind of cater to different people's needs. Some people thrive better when, they're engaging and it's a little louder, and some people need kind of that more quiet space where they can kind of be in their own thoughts. So I think it's important to kind of cater to everyone's needs in some ways. And create a space where you can have those different touch points.
Yeah, and you got a gym back there, a little fitness center. That's pretty cool. I think this is a really cool spot and a great little space. A lot of people who watch this are entrepreneurs. Let's give some advice, to maybe your 18, 19, 20-year-old self, if it's 2018 right now. What would you say to young up-and-comers who are thinking about starting their own idea, starting their own company? What advice do you have?
My advice would be to pick something you're really passionate about. I think it's less important what the physical product is. My 18, 19-year-old self wouldn't have dreamed of launching an underwear company, but I think it was more the environment that I was trying to create, which was important to me, and creating an office with like a cohesive mission and a group of people that had very shared values. I think that's what's culture. It's really an office setting with like people that really share values. I think, if I were to look back at my 18-year-old self, I was pretty hard on myself in trying to figure out, well, what's the actual idea going to be and what's the product going to be? And I think people focus way too much on that. Like, find something that that works and is a problem that you're trying to solve for yourself, and then have fun with it.